You're listening to Half Decent on Destiny 105.1 FM, your station in Oxford. And right now I've got Tiger Mendoza in the studio. How's it going, man?
I'm good, Chris. How are you?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Very good. We've known each other for a very long time now, haven't we? How long have we known each other?
Too long. Way too long.
Way too long. Too long. I'm going to go in straight away with playing some new stuff off your CD. It's called Along Dangerous Roads with David Griffiths. You do a lot of collaboration CDs now, do you?
Well, I never set out to do that, but yeah, just ended up doing it. So this one's a bit more, just came out as a result of a conversation, which is where most of these collabs end up coming out. Like, we ended up working together. So...
And yeah, I guess as you know that a lot of those conversations are often, you know, we all get busy or we all get dead air, and we never really hear back from everyone we want to hear back from or really want to work with. What was that process like with this one? What made you want to really push to get the collaboration CD done, and then how was it kept it going on so that you worked together to make a full CD?
I think it was really just started off both of us just having a common understanding. So we both really like games, both really like game soundtracks, and we thought, let's do something. And once we did the first track, it was kind of all downhill from there.
All downhill.
All downhill from there.
I thought you were going to say
sailing, all uphill. I don't know.
I thought you were going to say all systems go.
All systems go.
Right? Yeah. I thought
that's what you're hosting. I'm not.
No, that's okay. I'm not really doing the best of jobs anyway. So game soundtracks you mentioned there. What's your favourite game soundtrack?
Oh man, that's a big choice. Tell you, current favourite DMC, Noisia's DMC soundtrack is amazing. You gotta get that one.
Well, there's a little selection for you all out there. And right now we're going to go straight into Tiger Mendoza. This is Along Dangerous Roads.
Countryside, two African students studying in London have been enjoying a walk in the fields and now have to get back to their studies. The bus is now due. They have just time to catch it. They know the buses run carefully prepared timetables and are always punctual. People never have long to wait.
Great track there from Tiger Mendoza and David Griffiths, Along Dangerous Roads. And just while we were listening to that track, we were talking a bit more about game soundtracks and how we both used to go and hunt for you know, old music and new music and just find out about people. I was saying about the Tony Hawk soundtracks and things like that. So it really sparked a discussion. It brings me to my next question is, every year you do something that I kind of commend you for, and I don't think I've actually told you, but you make a C90 mixtape every year of your favourite tracks. Why do you do that every year? And please, will you keep it up as well?
Thank you. I'm glad somebody's listening, to be honest. But I think I started doing a 45 or just, you know, regular hour-long mix, and then I like the idea of, you know, taking it back to when you used to make C90 mixtapes as a kid. So you do two 45-minute sides.
For those of you out there that don't know what a C90 is, it's a cassette tape. So you would have a cassette tape and you record songs off the radio that you liked, or, you know, songs from your mum and dad's vinyl collection, and put them all on a track so that you had your own 45-minute mix to listen to. And is it on your SoundCloud that everyone can listen to your C90 mixes?
It's on the website, and so tigermendoza.co.uk is the website, and also on the Mixcloud is where I host them. But yeah, just so two 45-minute slides, slightly different themes as you did when you made mixtapes back in the day. And then, yeah, just the stuff from that I've discovered or picked up or really got into in the previous year.
Another good thing I like about you is that you always take things that aren't digital and make them digital. So a C90 cassette tape is now, you can download it. You can download your C90 mix. You've taken it to that next level.
Do you know somebody actually started making C90s, like memory sticks, basically?
So like USB sticks?
Yeah, like USB sticks, but in C90 casings.
I think MC Lars actually had a mixtape that was like that. And yeah, it's a great idea for everyone.
Cool. They were cool.
This next track we're about to play is... it's got me in it, so, you know, a little bit more of me is always good. This track is called Punch Bag, but this is a remix of the original that we did, right?
Yeah, this is a remix. It's by a guy called Black Label from, I believe, Portugal. He's really cool. We follow each other on Twitter. Slightly more of a burial-ish take on it, I guess. Love the original. Half Decent's vocal on it is amazing, but this just switches up a bit and takes it somewhere a bit different. And
you're not afraid of people remixing your stuff, which is another thing that I sometimes get a bit control freak in the studio, and I'm sometimes, you know, I get a bit picky when I listen to the songs myself and produce them, and I know you can be the same as well. And I was talking to Andy from Death of Hi-Fi last week. He's the same. So when you get these remixes back from people, do you ever listen to one and go, I don't want anyone else to hear this?
I don't think there's any I've had through where I've thought, you know what, nobody should ever listen to this. It's terrible.
So you appreciate the fact that someone's taken their time out to actually make the remix and even listen to your music in the first place and want to remix it?
Oh, completely. I mean, I got into production and learning about production from doing remixes. So another thing I do, pretty much all the releases so far, I would put the stems up for that release so people can remix it if they want to. So it's kind of just, in a small way, giving something back. And then when I get other people doing my remixes, it shows that people are really listening to the tracks. So, you know. And
that other producers are feeling it and can maybe even take from it.
Yeah.
Another thing about you, just quickly before we play the track, is that you won a DJ Shadow remix competition back in the day, didn't you?
I did. It's, I don't know, it's just kind of one of those... Yeah, no, I did, and it was great.
You say that as in you didn't expect to win it or didn't think you were the best one in there. Does it...
I don't know if I've told you, I came up with that remix in my lounge in my old flat and on a Sunday morning and didn't expect it to go any further.
Right, and then you ended up supporting DJ Shadow as well.
Ended up supporting him. It's got on a compilation. People from around the world have been downloading it. It's met DJ Shadow afterwards, had a chat with him. So yeah, it's led on so many crazy and amazing things.
So there you go. If there's a reason to ever remix someone else's music and you don't think it'll go anywhere, Tiger Mendoza is proof that you can end up supporting for people. And if you ever want to remix any of his stuff, just hit him up on Twitter. I'm sure he'll give you the stems and let you. This is Punch Bag.
Round one, fight.
Before I even came of age, and I've never prayed, cause for heaven's sake hell is fake. But I gotta find a better way to beat this heavyweight, cause if I lose this fight now I'll forever be ashamed. My opponent's got motion, heart and devotion, arms getting weak and my chin's wide open, bleeding and choking, leaning on ropes and suffer from another punching trouble. And I know, so I'm swinging punches left, right, left. Try to sidestep, but my mind sets off right mess, swinging punches left, right, left. Tonight's a real test on the lungs in my chest. I've had my mug smashed and my lung flat, but living like a punch bag, help me be a tough man. Just another suicide rat with a hunchback, living like a punch bag, help me be a tough man.
Tiger Mendoza, you have some shows coming up, is that right?
I do. Well, one big show next Friday at the Wheat Sheaf, supporting Kid Kin and a whole bunch of other really good bands. So yeah, come down.
And what can people expect from your live shows? Because I've known you a very long time now, and Tiger Mendoza is it fair to say it's more of a brand that you can do a lot with, so you do a lot of different things with it, or would you now say it is a band that regularly do shows?
I was talking about it as a brand is an interesting one. I've never thought about it that way before, but I've kind of just thought about it as a project name, which I kind of lead. Same way as Josh Homme and Queens of Stone Age, same way as Trent Reznor and Nine Inch Nails. So at times there's a whole band involved. Sometimes I produce just under that name. Sometimes you yourself gets involved. So
does that affect how you see projects in the future, or do you just take each project as it comes?
Just take each one as it comes. The last one, I didn't think it would turn out like that at all. So you just see how it goes. Maybe there'll be a new pseudonym soon. Who knows?
With your projects, you always give additional material as well. So, for instance, when I got your last CD, I ended up with a poster with it too, and a download code, as well as the CD itself. Is that something you want to continue, or is it's more hassle than it's worth? I
think these days, because albums and releases are so they're so tricky. You got to have the value add. I mean, I'd love to just concentrate on the music. Having said that, though, go check out Ian Norris's artwork. The guy who did the artwork for the last poster. I love the poster. I love the artwork for that. So yeah, you got to think slightly out of the box these days, I think, don't you?
Yeah, I guess you do, and it's a tough one for me because I always we spend so long making music, and then you never really think about how you're going to release it. You just want to get it out there.
Yeah.
So I think it's good that you do take time for the additional artwork and the posters and that sort of thing, and then translating it to different live shows as well, because you do acoustic stuff still, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, primarily I'm a guitarist. I've always seen myself as a guitarist first and foremost, and the other stuff, it's not. I would never say it's an afterthought, but it was definitely it's not. Well, I came to guitar first, and it helped me understand music. Let's put it that way.
Well, that's a good way to look at it, because I tried to learn guitar, couldn't, and now I still don't understand music. I just make it and hit pads on the MPC.
And that's cool.
Yeah, it's all right. It does its job, doesn't it? This next track we're going to play is a Tiger Mendoza remix, and it's Middle of the Night. Just tell us a quick little introduction on this one and what inspired you to do this track.
So this is an entry for a remix competition. Go check out Middle of the Night by Evil Intent, and it's an amazing track. It's a drum and bass track, and I didn't want to make a drum and bass track, so I ended up with this.
Okay, great introduction. This is Tiger Mendoza, Evil Intent, Middle of the Night remix. Tiger Mendoza, Middle of the Night remix there. Great stuff. Thank you very much for playing us that track, Tiger Mendoza. I wanted to quickly ask you as well, you do so many remixes for different people, and so many people remix your stuff. Who are your dream collaborators? And if there's anyone in the local scene that you would want to do a project with, who would it be?
Man, they're always really big questions, aren't they? I don't know. I genuinely don't have any dream collaborators. I mean, I've favourite bands. I mentioned Nine Inch Nails and those kind of guys, and big Foo Fighters fan, obviously big DJ Shadow fan. So, and on the local scene, again, so many cool people. I'd like to do something different. Although, you know, if you're a folk artist or something like that, let me know.
So yeah, what genres haven't you touched on yet? I mean, so folk, have you done much grime or kind of garage?
I mean, garage, I've never really into the garage scene before, but it's kind of having a bit of a revival now, isn't it?
I thought I'd be seeing you on the dance floor doing a sniper pose or something one day. I thought you'd be well up for the garage
I don't even know
scene.
what a sniper pose is. Yeah, I'm an old man.
All right, okay. I didn't think you were that old, but all right. You also did a guest mix for us today. I'll be playing that a little bit later. What can we expect to hear from the guest mix?
Big beat, and rock and glitchy things, but it's all good.
I'm going to go into a track now that Ian claims to know all the words to, and I think if you've ever gone to a rap karaoke, he's actually done this live a few times. This is Fresh Prince with Boom Shake the Room.
Yeah. Boom, shake, shake, shake the room. Boom, shake, shake, shake it to what I am. Boom, shake, shake, shake the room. Tick, 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 tick. Boom, shake, shake, shake the room. Boom, shake, shake, shake the room. Boom, shake, shake, shake the room. Tick, 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 tick.
Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff with Boom Shake the Room. My name is Half Decent. You're listening to Destiny 105.1 FM, your station in Oxford. I've still got Tiger Mendoza in studio with me. Like I said, he knows every word to that track, and he was rapping it along as it was playing then. And yeah, we're going to go into his guest mix in a moment. As a DJ, do you like to do DJ sets, or do you still prefer to do live stuff?
I've got to say, I'm not a DJ. I mean, that's kind of. I mean, that sounds like a cop out, but I don't really ever class myself as a DJ. But I do like DJing, if you see what I mean. I love doing parties and stuff.
And when you play, you remix on the spot as well, though, don't you? Because you often add in break beats and stuff like that. And tell us what equipment you use, just for all you equipment geeks out there, gearheads. Yeah.
It's really simple. I mean, I use a bit of Ableton. Ableton's my software of choice. DJ with Tractor and my controller. So I've got an MPD32, which I've come up with a custom mapping for because I'm a geek like that. And that's it, really. I'm not a big turntablist or anything like that. So. And
we discussed it off air as well, but you also use a Xbox controller on like live. Tell us about that and how that works.
Again, it's a custom mapping thing, and it's the one thing whenever I use it, everybody goes, Is that really an Xbox pad you got there?
You're DJing with an Xbox controller.
I'm actually doing stuff, and I actually go, yeah, look, it does stuff. It's not here for show. It actually does stuff, and people go, wow.
And do you still wear the mask on stage?
We haven't. The past year, the masks have kind of been in retirement, but yeah, this Friday, the gig next Friday, you should see them come back out again.
Okay, so if you want to see Ian's face behind a mask, go see him on Friday at the Wheat Sheaf. And next up, we're going to go into his Bring Back Big Beat mix for you. This one's about 15 minutes, and then we're going to come back. So have a listen to this. This is exclusive for the show. Half Decent on Destiny 105.1 FM. This is Tiger Mendoza.